It is a weekend work day here, and I thought it's been quite a while since I picked up my camera and just kind of took you around the farm to show you things that are going on. So let's take a little walk. I just laid down on the couch for an hour, so I'm up to a short walk. Here we go. So this is our current chicken coop, although we are getting ready to change that. And hopefully the wind isn't too bad here. The three middle boys, Silas and Samuel, and then Jeremiah came to help too. They decided to shovel it out because it really hasn't been shoveled for most, I don't know, months. I don't know if you can see back there, but it was super deep. Poopy bedding. So they've been shoveling and taking it up to our field to dump it in. Eventually it'll go on top of our potatoes that we have planted there. They've been working hard. They're also changing out this doorknob because it's terrible. It doesn't work. In fact, we actually keep an old gift card out here to break into our own chicken coop.
We're never going to have to use that again. Can I have it?
Sure.
No! Thank you.
So the chicken coop, this has been our chicken coop pretty much since we moved here. It's a 10 by 10 building, and it's worked fine, but we want to do something different. Bella talked us into this. We're tired of shoveling out bedding, and by we I mean them, because I can't shovel bedding. So anyway, the plan is to make a movable coop. Kids are having fun yelling, so. Anyway, the plan is to make a movable coop, so they're going to build the coop on top of an old trailer where the bottom is, I should have her explaining this to you because she'd do a better job than me. But the bottom is like a grate sort of that any poop will fall through. And the chickens only come in here basically to sleep on the roosts or to lay eggs in the nesting boxes. That's it. They're not in here any other time. So that's all we need it for. And the idea then is that we are actually going to put all of our chickens in the pasture. I am tired of chicken poop on everything. You walk outside, there's chicken poop on the porch, on the step, on the grass, on the picnic table, etc., etc. Every time we host, we have to like power wash everything because the chicken poop, and I'm just over it. I'm over it. And so we are planning to fence in one of our pastures with a tall fence that the chickens can't get out of, so they'll have the whole pasture to roam, and they'll have their own coop out there. We'll see how this goes.
And we'll get a marshal's office. So.
Okay, and so the boys, they're not just out here.
Okay. Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
Of course
they're out here with their own goodwill shoveling out this horrible coop. But their ulterior motivation is that they like to play Old Western. And once the chickens are out of this building, it'll just be an empty building, and they want to make it their marshal's office.
So we're going to hang fake guns all along and take all these out, take all those out.
They make guns out of wood. Here. They've got all kinds of.
You know the desk that is in storage?
Yeah.
Can we bring that in here after we clean it all up?
Grandma's.
Yeah. You know what though? I told your sister Elsie that she could have part of this for an art studio.
We just talked to her. She said
the cabin
that
would be better.
Really? Okay.
And
now we have a nice oil door.
It's kind of gross.
A lot of cleaning to do. I mean, there's just like it's
I'm thinking about putting insulation in and then putting.
Could you power wash in here? Because it's just
that's what we were thinking
nasty.
about.
Yeah.
Look at that. This is
right. It's been just chickens for 6 years.
This is the new doorknob
you found a doorknob out and stuff. Okay.
We got lots.
It's brand new, so.
Okay. Let's see what the next person's doing. Good luck.
Come back in 6 months and we'll have a new marshal's office.
So the boys are so motivated that these kids here have been working for hire on things, and so we said we'll pay you to build the chicken coop because Jason doesn't have time. So we just have to find a trailer first, a good trailer. You don't want to spend a lot of money on it. And it's kind of hard to find a cheap old trailer, but we're looking. Got some possibilities. Okay, while I'm here by the garden, let me walk you in here. So Bella helped me plant up a big plot with some hardy vegetables, and I'm excited to say that I see signs of life. Every time we plant a bunch of seeds, I'm always nervous until I see them coming up. I don't know why. But look Look, look, look. Isn't that great? You see that? Life! So this whole plot here is planted all the way down there. We had tags which promptly washed off and you cannot see at all what's written there. Thankfully, I wrote it down, so I still know. But it's things like radishes, lettuce, spinach, chard, beets, onions, those kind of things. Look at this. Oh, that's so exciting. Garlic is doing well. The kids moved their garden boxes over here. Anybody who wants to can have their own little garden box, plant whatever they want in it. These are some things that overwintered, so they were here all through the snow and the freezing temperatures, and they're just growing strong. I just had a sheet of plastic over this during the cold months. And at first it looked like they all died, but you can see they came back beautifully. Even one random cabbage that overwintered. I don't know what it will do. I can't imagine it's going to form a normal head, but we could saute it or put it in some soup. Boy, they're having fun over there. You see that? I also have this row of spinach. Now, this did not take any covering at all. It just was there underneath the snow. It's very hardy, and it grew nicely. We've been eating off of this a bit. You can see that I have mulch all over the garden. I follow a no-till method, and so everything gets mulched. When we plant seeds, we pull the mulch back, and then once the little seedlings are big enough to handle it, the mulch gets pushed back around them again. It cuts down on your need to water and weed. You can see in this place there's just a few little weeds here and there that we pull up, and they pull up really easily because they're coming out of the mulch. And it continues to encourage a living soil, so you have all of those organisms doing their job there undisturbed by tilling. Okay, let's peek in the greenhouse. A couple things I've started moving outside that were just kind of residual from winter growing. Greenhouse was over 100 degrees today. It's hard to keep it cool, so we put this fan in the window, pull cool air in. It says it's 84 in here now, so that's good. We have just this geranium. I've said this before. They love the greenhouse. I'm gonna turn this off for a minute so you can hear me better. Geraniums love the greenhouse, and I can't wait to have more next year because they overwintered into a more beautiful plant than they actually were last year. And this is a fig tree that we used to have planted in the ground, and it would make figs, but they wouldn't ripen because I think it wasn't a long enough time of warmth. So I dug it out. It was a huge plant, but I dug it out. Our friend took part of it, and then I just stuck the main part here in this pot, and it is leafing beautifully. So it'll be interesting to see what they do this year. My brother-in-law raises figs in pots like this, and his figs produce a ton every year. So clearly they aren't constrained or restricted by being in a pot, because our plant was probably 6 times the size of his plant, and we didn't get figs off of it. So I'm trying his method. I mulched that as well. We have some other plants that overwintered. The lavender really did good. And then, okay, so here's my next experiment. So this year, because I had to start out the early spring on bed rest, I just wasn't able to be in the garden like I normally am. I'm still not. I mean, I get winded just walking around. It's just incredible. In fact, I'm going to sit down to talk to you. So I took a lot of shortcuts because I just wasn't physically able to put the time into the garden like I normally can. Some of the shortcuts did not work out so well. I bought seed starting mix from Walmart, and the seeds started just fine. It held moisture really well, did fine. But they grew, and they stopped growing. They just kind of, it was like they were stunted. So I started watering with like a fertilizing tea that I make from soaking rabbit poop, which is one of the best things for your garden. Started watering with that. But you can see here, these little plants are just like this is how they've stayed. These are tomato plants, and they've just stayed like that. So I was not too happy with that. And what I did yesterday is, this light is kind of dirty. Don't mind the dirt. This is a garden. But I had this big planting box that was filled with our really good soil. And I had grown greens in it over the winter. But I pulled those out, and I decided to transplant a bunch of those little baby tomatoes into here and see what happens. See what happens in real dirt. So you can see I just kind of have them bunched together in groups with the tag that went with it. So this is a Cherokee, a purple Cherokee. And then I have those bunched right here in front of it. I've never done them like this before, but again, I just didn't have the energy to do what I normally do. Last year I grew big, huge, beautiful tomato plants in this greenhouse. I had transplanted them into plastic pots like this because they were so huge. I just had to keep transplanting them up. But it's a lot of work, filling the pots with soil and all that. It's just a lot of work, and I have to really limit my activity. So I just decided to stick them in here. You can see I just dumped some rabbit poop straight in here. It's actually considered a cold manure, so you can dump it immediately on your plants. You don't have to let it age at all. We'll see what happens. This was just yesterday, and I'm telling you, I just sat in a chair, and by the time I got all these little guys moved over, I had to go in and lay down for a couple hours. It just took that much out of me. Jason keeps telling me I just have to continue to have a lot of grace for myself because this is just going to be a season of not being able to do a lot. If you haven't kept up with the videos, I had a subchorionic hemorrhage or hematoma as part of this pregnancy. It just happens sometimes. I've talked to a lot of people that sometimes it happened. Even my own grandma, she said with her first child out of the 7, she had one. It just, sometimes people will have maybe 1 or 2 different pregnancies in their lineup that randomly have it. One woman I talked to has them every single time. Every time she's been pregnant, I think 8 babies. Her first trimester has been on bed rest. So just a lot of different variations. It's so windy, that wind makes it hard. I know my microphone picks it up. And it's not like they have a cause, like this is why it happens, it just happened. And so they initially put me on bed rest. Then when I went in for a follow-up ultrasound, it had clotted, and so I just was doing partial bed rest, which is what I'm doing right now. I have another ultrasound on the 9th of April, so we'll take another peek and see what's going on in there. Do you hear peeping? There's chicks in here. These little guys just hatched out. What has it been? 2 days maybe? Aren't they sweet? So our plan that we do with chicks here on the farm is that every spring when the eggs are abundant, we hatch a lot of chicks. You know, our goal is like 85 probably, somewhere around there. Because we don't raise separate meat birds. We have chicks that will lay for 2 years and then they will become the meat hens. Yes, you can hold one. Go ahead and take one out. They're in here right now just because it's nice and warm in the greenhouse. Oh, they
Hey, Tom.
What do you think, Everett?
In the house.
Yeah, he was with you in the house. Come on in. You want to see the chick? Oh, gentle. Gentle.
That's him. He probably wants to see a big one. Here you go. Let's get you fluffy.
So they'll stay in here for a little while until they're too big and then move to a bigger container that she has ready for them. We've got quite a system.
When are we going to get ducks?
You want ducks again?
Yeah.
We haven't had ducks for a couple of years. Our last batch of ducks flew away. Remember they left us?
Ducks, huh? I was a baby.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
They were fun to watch, but they made terrible messes and then they left us.
How do ducks fly?
How do they fly? They're great flyers.
Ducks?
Yeah. Have you ever seen ducks flying up in the sky?
Nope.
Oh,
it was 5 years ago.
yeah, I guess so.
He's too shy.
He's too shy. He doesn't know what to think about it. We also have a couple families that are wanting to buy chicks from us this year because when you buy chicks from a farm store, for example, they are given antibiotics, and we just have some people who just want some natural chicks right up front to start their flock. So
Everett,
careful, buddy. You see the babies in there?
You want some?
Other things growing down here. I have little basil plants.
Everett will come
I started another
Everett,
tray.
Mom,
Yes,
Everett
sir.
will come here every day. He's coming.
Oh, right. Now that he knows they're here, huh? I have another tray of lettuce. I just had this tray empty, so I decided to stick some lettuce seeds in it. Yeah, it's coming up. Really fun. Lots of fun stuff. Over here is just the rest of... I need to tuck that up. This is just what's left that I haven't pulled out of, like some chard and things I had growing in here. Some mint, things that will be all moved out of here as the winter months are truly done. I know we might still have some freezing temperatures coming up, so I've just left stuff in here for now. How's that doorknob going?
Pretty good, except you put it on backwards.
Oh, you accidentally put it on backwards?
Just so robbers can't get into your house by just taking the doorknob off.
No lock.
I know.
But over time of switching out different doorknobs, the hole right here, for this latch, it grew bigger.
Yeah, I guess.
So they used longer screws, and so we squirted some wood glue in there, and we're gonna wait like 4 hours for it to dry.
Okay. These guys are very capable.
Yeah, and then we're gonna also here there was a long screw. So once it's dry, put the screws in.
That will be so nice to have a working doorknob. I'll be able to send the little kids out to get eggs again.
We don't have to use a gift card.
Right. We'll have to break into it. But how will we improve our skills of breaking into doors?
You don't need that skill.
Something that happened with Jeremiah this week is that he had to have some teeth pulled. He had some cavities in his baby teeth. And they had to pull them out, and they had to put a spacer in. So you got to get used to talking with that in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of different, but he might need that in for a year or so until the permanent teeth come in. Are you feeling better, though?
Yeah.
They had to put him under for it, so that took a little bit to recover from the anesthesia. Did you just fall asleep? Do you remember anything?
Some.
Good job,
Yeah.
Everett.
It's kind of weird. All of a sudden, you just like, boop, you're out. I had to run back inside because I realized I forgot the bread in the oven, and I also needed to stick this turkey in. So we butchered a turkey. Actually, Bella did it all. And that's what's for dinner tonight. So that had to go in the roaster. Jason is working on the shuttle bus. He occasionally gets weekends to be able to work, and this is one of them. Lydia, are you his helper? What are we doing today?
We are piecing things together. So, what did we start doing? I guess we messed with the tinted windows a little bit. I have a project, or kind of a deal running with Samuel, that if he removes all the tint on the windows and cleans them up, I'll pay him.
Yeah, we've been paying them to do a lot of things because right now we have... Jason has more money than time, I guess.
I don't know.
When it comes down to...
I don't know if that's it.
Maybe we're just that
I just
desperate.
have more stuff that needs to be done. That feels more urgent than the money that I have available.
Right.
Of course, we get them at a pretty good discount.
Sure, of course, yeah. And they're happy about it too. Actually,
and when we started charging them for meals, I mean, we're really doing pretty good.
You have a piece of caulk, I think. Sorry to pick.
It's
Okay,
probably
I'm gonna leave it
spray
there.
foam.
I think
or,
it is spray
it's
foam. Yeah,
that
sorry,
stuff is ruthless. That's why I was a little less than glad that Everett got in.
Yeah.
Over there.
I'm like a mama orangutan. I just go around and pick on people. Pick off all their stuff. Anyway, So the shuttle bus is coming slowly along. Should I take him inside?
Yeah, I'm not sure that there's much of a difference.
There's probably not much of a difference from the last video that we took of you guys, but
well, I mean, you know, that's the thing is like some of the stuff that I'm doing, it needs to be done. It's good that it's done, but it's like when you look at it, it's just like,
right. It's not exciting.
No, it's not
visually
exciting.
changing.
No, actually, here I guess this is something that I've been doing. So these, right after I caulked this, the dust storm
Yes, right.
blew up, and so it's now
okay.
speckled.
okay.
Whatever, doesn't matter.
The goal right now is waterproofing, making it watertight.
Right, and all these right here, they call these rub rails, if you will. And then there's little rubber inserts that go in here. You can see one there. Actually, here's a smaller one. You can see the profile of it. So it goes over the seam. So there's this is fiberglass, this is aluminum, and so this goes in here like that, and then it's riveted through all the layers. So they're overlapping like that, and then so you got a mechanical fastener, and then you have this chemical fastener, I guess is what you would call caulk. And so I'm coming through and stripping out the old stuff, putting in the new. This is Volcom. It's what we call a 50-year caulk. And so it's the stuff we used to use on the rooftops when I used to work in the sheet metal industry. Yeah, we can get to that later. I'd like to do that before Sunday.
Do you like helping?
She has been a wonderful help.
That's great.
Yes. And so anyway, so all these rivets here, you know, some of them have been loose, and so I'm replacing those. That was extremely satisfying. Jeremiah and Silas and I went on the roof one night and just did all of the stuff up top, plus patched some of the holes that were up there. I guess there was a branch or something that had come through the roof, and so now the roof is actually watertight because it rained since, but there's like the corner seams over here, and I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's the lights on the side, I don't know. So our plan is to paint essentially from like right here up. We have to take the windows out. These seals right here were just kind of like after the fact. That's not supposed to be that way. Hey, can you go throw this in the trash, please? And so these windows come out pretty easily. Take some Phillips screws apart. They're like a sandwich. I think I've said this before. Oh, I guess this stuff's really not fun to have in your hair. Anyway, and then I'll run a bead of caulk around that, put them back in. But while I have them out, I was just gonna tape off and spray the top part. Oh no, that's awful. Go throw it away quickly. Run, run, run. And yeah. So, you know, some of the things that are being done over here, I had to buy some new rub rail, and to get the profiles to match up, well, I just didn't feel like spending $300 or $400 for a 12-foot stick. For a 12-foot stick, because I only really need, I mean, I was going to replace everything until I saw how much it was, and I was like, nah, we'll make it work. So
so these go on here.
So yeah, so if you look at this is what it was. There was two of these at roughly 8 feet, and I had to trim it down. And thankfully it's aluminum, so you can cut it without too much problems on like your table saw or whatever. And so I changed the profile, but if you look, it's completely different.
So now you're having to work with it.
Right. So, but it, you know what? It's not going to be a big deal. Again, I'm going to throw it tight to this side.
It'll look good.
Let it, you know, I'll float it out a little bit. The only real thing that you'll see is when this goes between here. I'm going to cut this a little better than what it is right now. And actually, that's my line right there. And then I'm gonna have to drill this one out, this rivet out, and then we'll be putting it in. So this step right here, there's it's an older vehicle, so there's some rust underneath, and so the structure rusted out on the bottom, and so I'm going to put a band that and a jack lifted up, because the weight of the doors didn't help either. So if you see, this is how much it moved down.
Wow,
so I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna jack it up. Put that fastener on there, bolt it through the rail.
He's having a hard time.
Certainly is.
And
Whoa.
He wants the bicycle that somebody else is driving. That's really hard.
Hey, James. James, come here, bud. Yeah. James, come here.
Oh my. So inside, actually Leo changed out
Yeah.
these
They're so much more comfortable.
seats from our van. He swapped them
This
out.
came from our blue van, our
We
first
just
diesel
keep
van.
taking
Yeah.
these seats with us.
They were like, oh, these are great. Why should we switch them? So, yeah, they're mechanical. They're not electric, you know.
Things we like.
Right.
So he put the some seats here right now. Just that's where he put in the tracks and bolted them in.
Right.
They're not staying in this way.
No.
But
So.
just for now. And a couple people apparently like riding backwards. It would make me so sick, but they say
Silas likes riding backwards. I don't know if we have 2 people, but we have 1 anyway. But the problem with that
They're
is
crazy.
the argument is that he likes wind, and when he sits there in that
yes.
spot, the wind hits this person.
right.
Not
It was
that.
that's
So-
right. That was a big challenge
there was
last time.
So I said, all right, well, I'll leave it there if you guys can work it out with the windows. So,
Yeah.
so we were working with the tint. This is actually a completed window,
Yes, that
So I
looks
have-
great.
except for the seals. I got sticky in it.
Oh, that's squeaky.
Yeah, well, sorry.
Okay, so that's what it will look like. We'll be able to see through it. That's so cool. Yay. This is,
Oh my goodness, I
purple
can't-
has its place, but not on windows.
No. Right. Here, bud. James, come here.
I'm going to sit down while we talk. I sit down every chance I get. I'm anxious and excited about things like putting the walls and stuff back in, but it has to happen last after everything else.
Well, what would you rather have? Seats over here, so we have more options for kids to, you know, because right now we have just enough.
Yeah.
Just enough seat for everybody. So
Right.
people have to sit backwards. They have to sit next to that person.
Right. I don't know. Yeah, it just
Or-
it feels like it would be so much easier to put these walls up before you move the seats over.
The seats can come out.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Part of it is that we're not exactly sure what we're going to do. So the old things were damaged. Those are getting thrown away, or already were maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, and these things up here that I'm going to do, I thought they were going to save me time. I don't really love them.
No,
They would save me time.
I mean they
just don't-
match the seats.
I know. But, you know, we oftentimes see new seats, sometimes
Yeah, that's
free.
true. We could always.
You know what I mean? If we could
That's
find
one-
some reclining bus seats. Somebody's gutting out a bus trying to make it an RV.
That's
You know,
one thing that his cousin
Oh, yeah.
has a
salvage yard?
salvage yard,
Oh, man.
and apparently they just bought 100 and some buses. So
Yeah.
we have lots
Yeah,
of parts.
and we have
available
an
to us.
appointment to go over
Yeah,
there.
so
and we're
they-
going to go with the shuttle bus when they come back with a bunch
Right.
of parts.
So one.
man.
We've had a lot of questions about seatbelts, and no, this did not come with seatbelts. I want seatbelts. You know, you're putting a bunch of kids in here. It's not just a shuttle bus that you're taking on a church trip once in a while. And so we had started buying seatbelts, but they were either really, really expensive or
Really cheap.
just a cheap quality.
Cheaply made.
So then we find out of these 150 shuttle buses that
Yes.
he pulled seatbelts for
Yeah,
us. So we have
he asked, he's like, hey, you know, if you need anything, let me know. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
So we have actual high quality bus seat belts.
Retractable lap.
Retractable. Yeah, that's really cool.
Right, which would normally be like $100 or so for 2 of them, if not more.
Right. And he has them
James.
for us.
Did you tell Mom that you were pulling off the tint? And like
On
you
the
had that real
windows?
big, yeah.
Are you
on
helping
the
with that?
windows. He was helping with
You
that.
are so messy, girl. We're gonna have to hose you off tonight.
Okay, you got a face.
So we've got
Can I get out?
we're telling them what we did and what we're going to do.
Oh my god.
What is your favorite seat to sit in when you're in here?
Can I go?
You don't want to
Dude,
check?
This
just thinking of you, and I'm off work today, so if you wanted to
This one.
This one right here. You like sitting backwards?
chat, feel free to give me
He's
a call.
another guy who likes sitting backwards, he says. You need a haircut before Easter.
No.
I have cut all the boys' hair except...
Danny's.
Thank you.
He climbed in with us.
Oh no, that's no good.
Oh yeah?
Cannot go in there with them.
He was in here when I was doing the spray foam.
He's just like,
You see
yeah,
the
he's
spray
everywhere.
foam here, basically filling the gaps.
Yeah, that's why you brought him in. We don't want him in here.
Everett.
Right. Like I said, this stuff
Buddy!
is worthless. It does not come off.
Everett, no.
Is it dry?
It's okay. It's dry enough right now. think these are high enough quality they won't rust right away.
Stay here. You keep going and getting in trouble.
I just saw shiny.
Yeah.
Silver.
Yeah.
So match.
Yeah.
He wants your apple.
Look at that.
So
Fine.
the walls are going to be insulated first, and then we'll put something.
What do you want to do, babe? Do you want to do wood like we were talking about? Doing
I
something?
was thinking about doing wood as a siding because it's something we have in abundance. We can make whatever siding we want. We've got a sawmill.
You know, we have that old, what is beadboard type stuff? What do you call that stuff?
Yeah, that's right. We
We
could
could-
use that. Leo just got home from his work day. He said he's so hungry.
Well, it was breakfast, which was good, but
You didn't wake up till lunch.
He normally works early, starts at 7 a.m., but today he worked in the afternoon.
yeah, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
6:25 now.
Yeah, it was a short day. Well, eat bread. We've got a turkey roasting in the oven. There's lemonade on the table. I'm going to walk around a little bit with Fella. Everett got so filthy, he had to get a new pair of jammies. You ready to go walk?
How do you expect to do this?
Yeah. Do what?
Carry him over every log in the woods?
Oh, how far in the woods are we going?
About 50 feet.
Well,
80
he can
feet.
park and watch us, and we can walk. I don't know. He just keeps getting into trouble, so we've got to keep him strapped up. He's got about another hour before he goes to bed. By 7:30, he's out for the night, right? Yeah. Oh, you like that? You like that camera? Okay, so Bella's going to give us a little update on where the animals are. So we have 2 cows out in this pasture.
Well, technically, we don't.
He has to go down and pick up the hay still.
Technically, we have more than 2 cows.
Okay, that's true. In this section, this half of the pasture, we have a beef
We have
cow
black
and
red. I mean, black and April.
back in April.
We
And that's
butchered
our
red.
that's our Jersey dairy cow. And then over there, it looks like they're together, but there's actually a hot wire in between them. That is her
The last
calf.
calf.
That's her calf.
And two.
And
feeder
two ram,
sheep.
not ram, 2 feeder sheep that we're going to be butchering.
But yeah, ram. They are ram.
Our female sheep are currently at our friend's house with their ram. Hopefully they will come back pregnant. You want baby sheep here, Lydia? You want little babies? Yeah. That would be
Well, technically, we should clarify that the reason we aren't breeding them with these guys, even though they can breed, is because they are too closely related.
fun. Yes, they can't. Yeah.
So,
So she has a brand new ram. This is the woman that we got the sheep from in the first place.
and our female rabbit, baby.
Yeah. Okay, so what Bella's showing us as we come out here, this is our woods, beautiful woods. And some of the pigs have been moved. Bella moved them into the woods with this movable
Right down there.
electric fence.
We always try to move our feeder pigs in the woods as long as we have them, until we obviously go to butcher them. And so we found that they are bigger, healthier, and it's really an advantage to us because then, you know, they're constantly eating down the brush and stuff. But
Yeah, and nuts, if there's any nuts,
yeah.
they eat those.
Well, we have walnuts, buckeyes, oak trees, and hickory in here. So those are all hickory nuts,
Right.
buckeyes,
that are just
oak
out in the
trees,
woods.
acorns.
They also, of course, we still give them a little bit of grain every day. It's organic barley and oats that we
And corn.
ferment, and a little bit of organic cracked corn that we ferment overnight. Which hand? This hand. What? This hand.
These guys just got moved to the ring.
Ooh, a pretty daffodil. Thank
These
you.
are technically piglets.
And
But
the
they just
raddest one. Can we pick the red
Yeah.
one?
So anyway, moving your animals means that they're not on their own in their own manure. So you're constantly moving them to a new area. It
otherwise,
cuts down on your
like-
parasites.
the closer the animal is to the ground, the heavier the parasites they have because they're, basically.
Is it on?
Yes, it's on. Regrazing their things. So by moving them, we haven't had issues with
Yeah.
that at all. Which they say feed 4 eggshells a day to your pigs, and you won't have lice and mites.
They also get a lot of
But they
eggshells.
do get a lot of. So we put that in our scraps when we feed them scraps.
So this is their water. We use these 55 gallon drums.
Cut the top out and
And they,
screw and don't get shocked.
these little nipple water attachments we get from Amazon. You can just
You have
drill
to
a
get
hole
2-piece.
and fit them in there. And
They
so
always
just
have
come
clean
and drink
water.
out of it like a little hamster
Yeah.
water bottle.
They always have clean water. They get plenty of water, and we don't have to worry about them dumping it.
Yeah. And they have their feed pans in the evening. Leo brings out the
This
feed.
is 3 foot tall.
Oh,
So the fencing,
I found that's
again, you know what you remind me of, Lydia? Your face reminds me of Bert in the Mary Poppins when he was the chimney sweep, and then he took the kids and they all got covered in ashes also. Okay, side note. So this is how the fence comes. Is this one waiting for something?
Yeah, that one's the next move.
Oh, that's right. So we bought an extra one so that, my brain. We bought an extra one eventually, like saved up over time. Because then the next one can be set up and you can just open it and move them right in.
Yeah, we decided to go ahead and buy the 3 foot tall netting instead of, like, they sell a pig one, which is only 2 foot. But we wanted to be able to use this for sheep and cows and pigs. And you can't use the other one for sheep and cows. So for us, it was like a little more money. And then we've had the cows in here, we've had the sheep in here, and sheep and pigs.
that's her.
Pig. Here, pig.
Oh, they're napping right now.
Here, pig.
Hi, guys.
These are
Oh,
little piglets.
we should have brought them a treat.
Look at that scene. Here, pig.
They were taking a nap. These are Cooney pigs, and these are the youngest ones we have here right now.
As of this week.
But soon they'll have some little siblings. So we just
Yeah, these guys are a couple months.
Oh, I did.
And then in about 2 weeks we'll have our piglets born. We have 2 moms pregnant. Lydia, you're going to get shocked if you keep doing that.
they're
But-
looking at us expectantly. What you got for us?
Yeah, these are actually all girls.
They're like, you're not Leo. Where's Leo? He's our favorite guy. He feeds us. This looks incredible.
We got this tool working and this half working.
called a joiner.
I know.
Silas and Samuel, they've just been really busy last week, the past week, and they got in their head to clean up this workshop. It looks so good in here, you guys.
And then you have that bike, and if you're strong, you'll be able to swing yourself up.
Not only that, but they put a wall up. This was just open studs. They put that wall up.
Mom, it looks better from the other side.
Okay, I'll look on
They
the other
might
side.
make more noise.
So cool. I mean, they've really been busy, haven't they? Did you see how good it looks in there?
And then they started cleaning out the chicken coop.
I know, they're just motivated people.
For our office that we have cleaned 3/4 of the way.
Well, yeah, but it won't be as bad. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna try doing something hard. Where's your bucket?
It's up here.
So we have
We're not bringing
the
the
two
child?
pregnant mamas. James took him for a walk.
Oh, there he is.
Where is he? There he is. Okay.
And then
Mom thought it wrong, stroller.
so here's what we do.
I
We
can
feed
deal with
Travis.
So we have the two pregnant moms that we're wanting to put onto a fresh pasture before they give birth, which could be soon. So the trick is that they're all the way down there, and the pasture we want to put them on is all the way up there. So we're going to have to get them to follow Leo. We always do this with Leo because he's their feeder. We're going to have to get them to follow Leo up this path, all the way around and into there. They have to be separated from the male before the babies are born. So the trick is that he has to stay in that pen while the two ladies are brought out. So we'll see. Sometimes this goes super smoothly. Sometimes it
They
goes
get
crazy,
excited when they get out, and then they want to go exploring.
I do think
Honestly,
it's easier to
if-
move these moms than it is to move any piglets because they're more used to the process.
We don't really spend that much time bucket training them. If you did, like, you know, get them really used to following the bucket, it wouldn't be a big deal, but we just don't. So,
see how this goes. So this pen here is piglet proofed. You can see the regular fencing on there.
get this away.
This pen here is just a single low strand of hot wire down there. And they know it's hot wire. So you see how they're standing there even though they pulled it back? Bella is going to attempt to woo Travis away from the ladies while the ladies come out. This is going to be hard.
You know, if we actually, like, just put actual gates in and not just electric gates is, like, the worst thing we can do. To have electric gates.
Bella's trying to trick them over the line because they don't want to cross. They're like, we're not getting shocked. So trying to ease them over with food in their face so they don't notice it, but so far they're not buying it. Ooh, that's good if Travis walks away. Leo, maybe he'd go to you with your bucket when the girls kind of come over.
Tulip's the stinker.
All right, go Rose, go.
Tulip's the stinker.
Yeah, Tulip, she's just really smart.
Well, I better give her something much on it.
Good, good, good. Okay, lock him in. Awesome. Good job, guys.
Walk him in.
Good job, girls.
Come on,
Here, pig, 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 pig.
Come on, walk
Wrong way,
the line
Rose. Jason to the rescue. I am not fast. I'm not the one to do this.
Ship around. Come on, Mama. This way.
Tim, you didn't know you'd be moving pigs, right? Here, pig, 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 pig.
Come on. That's it. Come on, where are we going?
Small pasture.
Small pasture?
Okay.
Keep going, Mama.
Pigs can be fast when they want to be. Jason was trying to hang out with his friend Tim, but I'm losing pigs instead. Good boy, Travis. We'll be back with food for you, buddy.
There she is. All right. Come on, Mama.
They probably have got it from here, thank you.
She's real pregnant.
She's
I
very
know.
pregnant. Don't rush her.
Rushing her?
I know how she feels.
Ha ha ha. We surely do whine if I walk too fast. I know that. I mean, tell me when you don't want to walk fast.
Good girl, Rose.
Pig, pig, pig.
I can't remember. Whoa, man, that one. Huge.
I mean, they're about to give birth. That's why they've
Yeah, they are.
got to go now.
She's
don't like walking
dragging,
on it.
Pop.
Huh?
She's dragging.
Tulip will
is
probably go
dragging.
first.
She's first, she's second.
Yeah,
Pig,
I
pig,
could see that.
pig.
Oh, good job. Well, that went well. Good thing you were there, though, because they're like, Mom, just run around her. Like, I don't run.
Well, look at the difference. Look at the difference of Tulip, Mom. See how Tulip's whole bag's way more swollen. You can tell she's first.
Is close. We can't wait to meet your little piggies. Travis is mad.
Wives get taken away. No food.
His wife's get taken.
And then no food.
No wife, no food. This is
He's just probably
bad
just gonna
day
go.
for Travis.
He's probably just grunting and going to go lay
Animal in
down.
the whole world, the cow. He hates cows.
Oh, right. Getting moved.
The pigs are gonna eat the chicken eggs when they lay.
Well, we're hoping not.
Chickens will have to learn not to stop laying here.
You ladies did such a good
Elsie,
job.
I think
Wait
it's
till
not
they find out that's all grass back there. They're going to be
I just
pumped.
took
Okay.
two from them. from
Hey,
the
they
nest
came
this
out of a
morning.
spot that there was no grass growing, so they're going to be excited.
Well, that, see, what we do to preserve, we have a decent amount of land, but it's all woods. We have very, very little pasture, and so in order to preserve what we have, we put as many animals as we can on sacrifice pasture, or sacrifice ground, which you should do anyway, just because in the winter nothing's growing. That way you give your pasture a chance to rest. And she's just whipping that away from your
Mom?
sister. Well, technically, I don't think they're sisters.
They had a fight
Mom?
and knocked the bucket.
See,
Now they both have
Rose is boss and Tulip's not boss. Tulip almost always has piglets first.
Mom.
But
Mom, yesterday,
Yeah, so-
at approximately 7:06, I saw a doe in the field.
Oh, you
Jumped
did?
over the fence.
This is our neighbor's
He's eating
field.
grass, but all of a
We try
sudden the
not to
white flag
covet
went
it.
up,
Isn't it beautiful?
saw me. Ran away. And jumped.
I mean, I feel like the more you like are on a farm and stuff, the more you put the Bible's practices to use.
We're
Because
like
it's
literally, we're coveting our neighbor's field.
like people are like, oh, I don't covet my neighbor. I'm like,
You don't
hard
have a
to
field
do.
like him.
hard to do it.
Oh, he's plugging the
Okay.
hot wire in. Okay. Is James pushing you around? Is he a good pusher? Wow, you look like you might just go to sleep there.
Okay, so Mom.
Well, we walked to the pigs, or the sheep. I'm going to walk you over to the sheep, and I'm just showing you. We've got some fruit trees up here, beehives.
No, there's not even any bees.
Oh, this is a peach tree.
Flowers.
We haven't gotten any fruit off of these trees yet, so we will,
You've gone all the way.
who knows, maybe we'll get some this year.
That's
Okay.
the way I come. Yeah.
So this is our big pasture, we call it, and like Bella said, none of our pastures are in very good shape. This part of the big pasture wasn't really used at all, so we used this area to plant potatoes this year. Just to get them out of the garden so I would have more room for other things in the garden.
Look, Buddy will eat from my hand if I have food.
This is April's baby that we were telling you about.
Daisy, she's the
Daisy, she's
best
half
dog
belted Galloway, half Jersey. And then these are the two rams that we got from our friends, and they will be meat sheep eventually. Then the females we plan to keep as breeders that we can start our
Why
own
can't we keep the males?
flock. Elsie has a special bond with Daisy. They hang out together. It's getting chilly as the sun's going down, Elsie. Brr.
Hey, Buddy. His
Okay,
name
the last thing that we
Dandan,
want to show
and that
you
one's Rose.
is
I wonder if
the
this
progress
one's
of
a
the
girl or
baby
boy.
bunnies. They're really growing bigger.
This one's a boy, it'll be named Martin, and if it's a girl, it'll be named Mario.
So there they are with their mama. Actually, these breeding rabbit parents, Bella, this is Bella's operation, and she's had them for several years, so she's actually going to sell them off, and
As
they're
breeding
choosing
pairs. Daisy with spots.
new rabbits for breeding
And
pairs. Okay, so show me the ones you have chosen to keep.
This is Rose. I mean, not Rose, Cherry.
Cherry.
I wanted to name her Rose.
Yeah, Rose was one of the names, but we have a Rose pig, so.
And
decided
we
on
had a
Cherry.
Rose rabbit. Come here. This one's name is Mulberry. They're sisters.
Mulberry. We're actually getting a little brown bunny from our friend. They'll
We're gonna
probably
name
trade bunnies, and she will be Honey.
Actually, her mom was named Honey, I think.
Yeah,
I named her.
they got the mom from us, and
I
we're
tamed
getting
her.
a baby out of
I
it.
named her and I tamed her.
I don't know how all of it works. Bella works it out. Elsie helps her decide.
This one we haven't named yet, but he's the male that we're keeping.
So the male is from a different set of parents, because he will be the breeding male.
If I had a choice, I would name him Matthias,
And
but
we have not named him yet. We like to kind of stick with nature names around here.
Redwall is nature.
But
It's all
Elsie
animals.
read Redwall recently and
I've
wants
only
to
read
name
8
all the
books. That's all I
rabbits
have on my
with Redwall names. But
this one.
the Kreke Farm theme
Here, Martin.
has been natural names.
Kind of scratchy.
Anyway, that's
Can I
that.
call him Matthias before we name
It's
him?
amazing how rambunctious they're getting in just a short time.
It's because Cherry's really sweet because I knew that we were keeping her and I pet her a lot. And because she was cute and